Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. JACALYN. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. JACALYN at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network. Our show today is the Mallorca Connection, and my dear friend is traveling around through Europe in his motorhome, and he is finding Wi-Fi here and there, and when he can't, he figures out something else. Let's welcome the star of our show, Mr. Roland Friedl. Hello.
Hello, Dr. JACALYN. Great to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. And by the way, I really admire the fact that whatever happens with technology, you figure out some way to make it work. People are really overwhelmed by technology, and that's not the topic for today, but I just wanted to applaud you that you are showing that you really can live a wireless life and make it work.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sometimes it's really challenging, but from my attitude, I'm always looking for solutions. I don't care about problems. I'm a solution seeker, so there's always a solution. There's always a way. If your why is strong enough, there's always a how and a what. Yeah, absolutely.
So true. And we have a very interesting topic today that you came up with. I want to acknowledge you for that. Before we get into the topic, people are joining us from all over the world, including on the radio. I want to give a special shout out to our friends on the radio. I met with our broadcast engineer, Chris, and he informed me that people are listening all over the world. So thank you to each and every one of you. So for people who are joining or listening, watching for the first time, tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, and anything you want our audience to know about you.
Yeah, thank you. So hello everyone, wherever you're joining us, on a TV station, on social media, on a radio station, what is pretty cool too. I was a huge radio fan too, and I'm still am. Well, my name is Roland, and maybe as you recognize from my accent, I'm not a Native American English speaker or even a British English speaker. I'm raised and born in a small country in the middle of Europe, in Austria. Beautiful country, a lot of culture. So I went to the school, went to the university, and then I left the country because I love to travel. I really to travel, not spending vacation on the beach in Iceland. I love to travel, meaning I love to get in contact with other people, with other cultures, religions, things. I love that. So I was always traveling around the globe. And actually, that's the reason why the Mallorca Connection, the last 14 years, Mallorca has been my home base, which I left by the end of March, and I moved into my motorhome. It was always a dream of mine to try it out, and I strongly believe you only regret things you never tried out. So I moved into my motorhome in April this year, so 5 months ago now, with no meaning I have no idea how long I will stay, but actually, I was thinking yesterday, because my plan was maybe a year and a half, but yesterday I thought, I guess it's going to be longer. I really enjoyed meet so many nice spots and people. As we said in the beginning, it's a little bit challenging with the technique, with the network, but there's always a solution. You can fix it. About myself, yeah, first of all, I'm a human being. Secondly, I'm a man. And then I'm a father of 3 boys. I'm a grandfather of 3 grandkids already. And after university, I started a corporate career. Actually had a very fast career, was very successful in my early years. I guess I was the youngest member of board of directors of an international company. I quit it very early because I found out this is not my way of living. I want to have freedom and independence, meaning I want to decide when I work, with whom I work, where I work. So I started my own businesses. To be honest, some very, very successful, made some good money, and some also failed. To be honest, the failed one haven't been bad. I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot about business, and I learned a lot about myself. So there's no failing. It's just experience. So yeah, I also took went well, but it was a good experience, by the way. So I learned a lot, and all this experience in sales, in building up companies, in hiring stuff, in coaching stuff, in motivation stuff, in selling stuff, and then what's around with a business. With all this experience, I started an additional business 25 years ago. Based in Switzerland, where we coach and consult international companies on sales, on different aspects of sales, strategic accounting, large accounting, on innovation, on digitalization, on leadership, on conversation. Actually, in I guess in 8 or 9 different languages with my team. Right now, we are working for a US company, a huge technology company, for a Swiss, one of the, I guess, the largest construction company in Switzerland, and a very, very amazing company in France. And today I got a call if I can come to Belgium. So we work very internationally, mostly remotely, but sometimes I also travel. So that's my main business that really drives me to support organizations and their leadership and their management and stuff. And besides that, as I said, I'm a man. I dedicate my work to men's work. I do a lot of men's work. And also here on USA Global TV and Radio, I'm very happy since the 18th of May already, since more than 3 months with amazing guys. I'm doing it myself, but just created the show Wild at Heart, a show for men, by men, about men, here every Wednesday, because I really love to work with men, because men need men to talk. And besides that, I'm very engaged in environmental projects, because I strongly believe that we have to take care and respect Mother Earth. And coming soon, I can announce this too, also here on USA Global TV and Radio. What a fantastic TV and radio station. We bring a new show in September together with a co-host, my dear friend Marcin, the Earth Show. We'll be surprised. Stay tuned. Will be very interesting. That's about me.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing all that exciting information. And that's our topic for today, is about Mother Earth. Why do you care about the future of this planet? And what can we learn from watching or listening to this new show, The Earth Show?
Well, first of all, why do I care? Who wouldn't care about his or her mother? Everybody cares about, hopefully cares about his or her mother. And I see Bancha Mama, as the indigenous says in South America, Mother Earth, I see it as a mother. It's nourishing me and all the other one, for free. There's sparkling water in the mountains, in the lakes. You can drink. Some space I was here in France a few weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago, you could drink the water from the river. It's so clear, it's so good, it's tasty. And it nourishes, with all the plants that are growing around and the animals. So Mother Earth is taking care about ours, about us. And as my mom does, my human mom does, or did in the past. I'm very thankful for that. And I did care about my mom when she got older, and I tried to help her. And actually, my mom, she had never had much money. So when I was make money and successful, actually my early years in my 20s, I always sponsored that. I have to say, in the beginning, when my brother was still alive, together with my brother, unfortunately he passed away 30 years ago, but we always bought my mom a new car or a new fridge or whatever she needed, to make her life a little bit more convenient. So my brother and myself, we always were giving to my mom, because she supported us with a lot, the little money she had, that we have a good education, stuff like that. And the same is for me, for Mother Earth. As I said, Mother Earth is giving so much to us, and why shouldn't we care? Of course I do. Yes, absolutely. It's so important to give back.
Roland, what about how we hear people say, oh, that's not my problem, that's not our problem, that's the future generation, or somebody else can take care of that. I don't have to recycle, I don't have to care about pollution, it's somebody else's problem?
Well, human beings, there are many human beings on this planet, and all of them have different attitudes, yeah, I know what you mean. The point is, I guess what people don't recognize is Mother Earth, the planet Earth, doesn't need us. We need planet. We need Mother Earth. We have to understand this. I guess when we destroy everything and the human beings are gone, Mama Pachamama, Mother Earth will recover and will still be there, but we are gone. So we have to understand, planet Earth doesn't need us. We need planet Earth to survive and have a good life. Do we have to understand this? So when we have this understanding that we need it, why we shouldn't care? I mean, when you need your body to work, to feel good, of course you should care. When you need your car, of course you go to inspection, you care about it. We have to understand that we need the planet. The planet doesn't need us. And I think this is a misconception. And when you realize it, that we need the planet, or I need the planet personally, then of course you're taking care. Because when you lose it, you're gone. And I know some people aren't aware. I guess this is just an education issue. I guess we have to educate people more about taking care about each other. And you know what? Last week I had a conversation with some American friends, and it was a very controversial, a good one, but a controversial conversation. And one of the guys said, "You know, Roland, I mean, this planet has never been a better place before now." And I said, "No, that's not true." I said, "Why? Is everything good?" I said, "No. What it is, it's so convenient for us. Yeah, living now for us in the Western world is more convenient. Yes, we have cars to move from A to B. We have elevators. We have microwaves. We have dishwashers. It's really convenient. Yes, but it's not better. I mean, we have a suicide rate that is enormous high. We have addictions to drugs, to pharmaceuticals, whatever. We have a divorce rate that is high. It's not better. It's more convenient. And the thing is, what we have to understand is, in the past, when I look back to my grandparents working on the farms in the mountains, you know, really tough work. And I don't want to say that we have to go back 200 years. No, don't misunderstand me. But when life normally is hard, life is hard. And when life is hard, people help each other, support each other. Now it's convenient. We don't need somebody else to support us. You know what I mean? I mean, normally we work together on a farm or whatever, and then we bring the food together, we cook together, we eat together, we talk. This is gone because everything is convenient. I mean, you even have to have cooked. You can go to a restaurant, or you can order something. You don't have to go for the stuff and pick it up. You can order it at home. Everything is so convenient. And you sit alone at home in your apartment in New York City, in Sydney, in Paris, or wherever. You're alone, you order the stuff, you communicate with social media, or you're addicted to computer game or whatever. Is this really better? I don't believe so. And this is the reason why it's so convenient. We don't take care about others, and we don't care about nature. It's all connected. It's all. Don't misunderstand me. I don't want to go back in a cave. That's not the point. But we have to understand: is life really better? No, it's more convenient. We have more knowledge support, so we have to move less. We have to work less. We have less effort. That's true. But it's not better. It's not better. That's my strong belief. And the reason for that is, as I said before, if you don't care about others, you don't care about nature, you're not connected. And then, of course, you don't take care. You don't recycle. You don't take care. This is an education of it's all connected. And to be honest, I'm not pointing with my finger on somebody else, because you're right now here. I'm in South France, on the Atlantic coast, a beautiful place here, about 50 miles north from the Spanish coast, for Europeans, 80 kilometers from the Spanish coast. And here's some young guys who are serving, and some of them, you know, they're collecting the rubbish and bring it away or take them with them. Some just leave it here. Some people are absolutely not aware about it. But when you talk to them and say, "Hey, you lost something, you forgot something," I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." So people are so in their daily trance, they're so occupied with the things that's going on, that sometimes they don't realize what they're really doing. I don't think that people are really, I say, assholes in general, but sometimes, you know, we're just so distracted by other things that we don't realize what's going around with us. But I see also on the other that more people are taking care, organizing themselves, like I did with my girlfriend in the past on Mallorca. We organized rubbish collections on the beach and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff going on. So it's going better. But especially in the Western world, I guess people are changing their minds. What is really concerning me is in the other countries that are now growing and prospering, like India. India is, I guess, they will overtake China in 1 or 2 years with people. It's, I guess, 1.3 billions, like India. So it's 2.6 billions just in India and China, and they are growing, and their economy is growing, and of course they are buying convenient stuff, and because they produce a lot of waste, and most of the plastic in the world is produced over there. I mean, in the US you have, I don't know, 450 million people. I guess 500 millions in Europe, more or less. So it's a billion just in these two countries, and we don't talk about Indonesia and all the other countries. It's 2.6 billion producing much more waste. So it's a worldwide problem, but I strongly believe it's not about pointing on somebody else, and it's about starting with ourselves. And sometimes, Dr. JACALYN, people say, yeah, but I'm 1 out of 8 or 9 billion people. What can I make a difference? I say, yes, you can. You become a role model, and then maybe your kids follow you, maybe your friends follow you, maybe your neighbors follow you, your tribes follow you, your community follow you, and then the message is spread. It has to start with one person. But I know people who are not aware of it, but it takes time. It takes time.
Great points. Thank you for sharing them, Roland. So it sounds like what you're saying is this new show, the Earth Show, it's not about assessing blame or pointing fingers or calling out certain individuals or groups or countries. It's about looking at it from a human perspective. How can we as human beings join together to make a change?
Absolutely. I see it from my own experience. I mean, when I was on Mallorca, the island, or here when I'm traveling, you can make a difference. It's just your habits. What are you buying? I mean, of course, I'm living in a motorhome. I also move it. Of course, I burn gasoline. Yes, I do. But I only drive, meaning I only use this vehicle to move from A to B when it's absolutely necessary. When it's necessary. And I don't have a motor. Some have a trailer with their motorhomes, and for a car in the back or a motorbike. I don't have it. If I stand somewhere in the nowhere at the supermarket or whatever it is called, the market is away. I don't know. It's a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles or even longer. I walk. Yeah, I take my dog, I take my backpack, and I walk. Why not? It's good. It's a good exercise. Other people drive to the gym and then, I don't know, go on the treadmill or run or whatever. No, I walk when I go to the, actually not super. I don't go to the supermarket tomorrow, Wednesday and Friday. Here is the farmer market. I go to the farmer market to buy my vegetables. Of course, I go to supermarkets too, but when I need toilet paper and stuff like that, yes. But most of my food comes from local producers. So one thing is, of course, yes, I burn gasoline. Yes, I ride a motorhome, but I only do it. I only move it when it's necessary. That's one point. And the second point is all that I buy. Yes, I buy stuff. Yes, I do. I buy clothes. But not every day. Everything new. I use it more often. And as I said before, with food, I buy with locals. First of all, I support the local community. It's more important to me. That's about sharing and caring, taking care about others. And second, I know where they're coming from. I see maybe the field where the vegetables are growing, or the trees where the fruits are growing, or I see the animals, how they care about them. So I see this, and the stuff I buy, it's not transported from country to country or overseas, what also produces a lot of pollution. So it's a decision that you're going to make. I live here in Europe. My question is, do I really need to buy strawberries in winter and bring them, I don't know, from North Africa or South Africa? Where is it really necessary? Or is it cool when I have the strawberries in summer when they grow in my area? And do I have to buy apples from Chile, or can I eat apples from the area here? It's a decision you're gonna make. It's small things, and everyone does the same. Then we duplicate it, and then it goes in the right direction. So it always starts with ourselves, and that's my strong belief. It starts with ourselves, and what I want to do also with this Earth Show is just becoming a role model for others. It's not about doing these big steps and having this discussion politically about what we can change worldwide and what we have to do on legislation, on the industry. No, it starts with ourselves. and what we are doing, how we are behaving, what we are buying. If we have a lot of power. It starts with one person. And when you think, yeah, I'm a little person, I always bring this example. I don't know if you experience one when you're in the night, I don't know, in a motorhome or in a hotel room or at home, yeah, whatever it is, and you want to sleep. You're just one fucking small mosquito. Does this small mosquito have a lot of power on you? I think yes. So it's not about size.
I love that example of the mosquito. That was excellent. And also good points about buying local as opposed to having imports come in. Do we really need to have fruit from across the world when there's probably fruit that's grown right where we are? Or maybe we just don't have it until the season when it is grown. Good points. What kind of guests do you anticipate having on this show, the Earth Show, or do you anticipate it'll just be you and Marcin and that will be it?
Well, at the beginning, it's Marcin and myself who are going to start. Depending on the topic that we're bringing on the show, we want to invite different people from different places in the world. Right now, I'm in contact with people in New Zealand who do really a tremendous change in how they grow vegetables. And how they grow their cattle in a different way. So it's a lot of food. I will talk about specialists about water, how we can preserve water, because without water, there's no living. So water is very, very important. And different stuff. Yeah, we will bring experts on the show too. But as I said, it's not being too sophisticated or too scientific. It's more about bringing simple examples that everyone can really do. There are no excuses. And I mean, I'm very passionate about growing own food, which I did on the finca. In Spanish is a finca, the farmland in Mallorca. Now with traveling, it's not possible. So I buy it with the local farmers. But it just begins just on food, just when you change your behaving, how you buy your food, what you're eating, is it seasonal, yes or no, you make a tremendous difference on the environment, on the pollution. As I said before, do you really have to eat this what's growing in your time and bring it thousands of miles from somewhere else? Do you really need this? Yes or no? It starts with food, and I really encourage people, and I will do it. I said after my trips around here, when I make the decision to settle down again, I will buy land and I will grow my own food. And actually, I posted on Facebook, I guess last week, and I said those who know to grow will eat in the future. And it's also important. And when you grow your own stuff slowly, and if you don't have a farmland, maybe you live in a city, and maybe you have a balcony, you can grow, I don't know, tomatoes or herbs on your balcony on the terrace. I know there are, they call it gardens, where you can grow vertically, indoor with special lights, you can do it. The question is, do you want it? Do you want to change? You can do it. There's no excuses. You can have a little garden on your terrace. You can have a little garden inside. And when you start, it's always about the first step. I always say it's not about big things. Starting small, doing the first step. And then you grow. Started with me. I remember before I moved to this finca in Mallorca, I had a fancy penthouse, really fancy luxury penthouse. And on the roof of that, I had a huge chairs with an amazing view and a jacuzzi. And I started growing my own stuff up there. And it was fun, It was my first experience. I thought, hey, that's cool, in the earth, and you see this and you water it, and I learned a lot of patience, you put in the seed, said, where's the plant coming? Where's the plant coming? I want to have the fruits. No, I learned a lot about that too. And it was so much fun to me. So besides my traveling and working, I was gardening on my terrace. And then when I moved to the finca, I did a little bit more. But what I say is you just start and then you say, hey, it's cool. I love it. Especially with kids. Kids love it. Or grandkids, doesn't matter. And then you start, you do the next step, and then you read about it. You can buy a book about it. I remember I was buying an American book, Square Fruit Gardening, it was called. It was my first book. And then I saw tutorials on YouTube, and I engaged more. And then I met a friend who do permaculture. I get more and more engaged. It's slowly. Like I did, I was raised in a city. Yeah, and I spent most of, actually, the first 25 years I spent in the city. I'm a city boy, but I get more and more used to the countryside, and I loved it, and and I dig the earth and plant this stuff, and I really love it. And when you eat your own food, it tastes differently. It tastes differently. And you know, I planted it. I got the seeds. I planted it. I watered it every day or every second day, depending where you in which climate zone you live. And this is different. You enjoy it absolutely differently. It can everyone do. But there's no excuse. It starts with food. I strongly believe. When you want to take care about the environment, it starts with food. And one clear, I'm a meat eater. I'm not a vegan, because some people say you have to go vegan to save the planet. I'm sorry, guys. This is absolute bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. First of all, the data that Club of Rome published many years ago about breeding this cattle. You know, these cows are polluting so many percent. It's not true. It's not true. They found it out. It's not true. And there was a misunderstanding, wrong data, but they never changed it, because there are some interests of so-called philanthropes who officially do good to the world, but in the truth is they're just making billion. They want to sell more of this vegan shit. And when I say vegan shit, those understand. I love vegetables, I love berries, I love fruits, but I mean, you know, this artificial stuff with a lot of soya protein that is really processed. I don't know if you ever saw a soya company. My goodness, this is chemical processed like crazy. Most people don't know it, because soya bean, you can eat it. No way. So it's highly processed. There are a lot of artificial stuff in, a lot of colorings, and a lot of numbers. And especially when you look at, I don't know why people, when they go vegan, why don't they eat just fruits and vegetables from the garden? Why do they have vegan cheese or vegan sausages? My goodness, there is more chemical stuff in than natural stuff. So this is not, if you really want to protect, something from Mother Earth, don't buy at supermarket, buy local, support locals, and grow your own stuff, and you really can do a tremendous impact on the environment. I really, actually, I did a lot of research. I was involved, get the right figures, 28 years ago. I had a company. We sold water filtration systems and air filtration systems, water filtration systems, because I found out how stupid is it. Like, you know, 100 or 200 years ago, to walk from your hut or from your cave to another place to grab the water and bring it home. And people going to the supermarket and bring water home. Everyone has taped water. So I sold a water filtration system, so you can filter the water at home and drink the water at home. You don't have to bring it, carry these heavy bottles at home, or drive the car to the supermarket to carry it home, or even, you know, import water. I don't know, from Italy, from I mean. And this is the simple things, you know. When you take care about the water you're drinking, and when you're taking care about the food locally, you have a tremendous impact on the environment. This stuff is a huge one, really a huge one. And secondly is, as I said, really move your car or your motorbike whenever it's necessary. And then the next step is maybe when you talk about plastic. Yeah, plastic is good. I guess we had a show a few months ago about it. Yes, plastic is good, but do I really need it every day, or here and here? Can I avoid it? And how can I recycle it? So there are many aspects, but I guess we will talk in the show a lot about food, because what I found in my research the last months is food production has an amazing worldwide impact on the environment. And it's not just that the fertilizers and herbicides, pesticides are awful. It's, as I said, we grow it somewhere in the world, and we bring it thousands of miles away. And you know, the most stupid thing is here in Europe, for example, you know, we grow potatoes in Germany. Germany is famous for potatoes. And then we ship the potatoes to North Africa or other countries, where they wash them and select them and bag them, and then we ship it back. And we do it with many stuff. Grow it in one country, bring it away to clean it, and bring it back. And I think this for me doesn't make absolutely no sense.
That I don't even know what to say about all those facts that you just shared. Plus, in addition about food, what about food waste? That's another one. And what happens with the food that we don't eat? And what about how we get rid of our trash, and the fact that trash is shipped over to other countries, and I guess they dump it somewhere? Do you want to speak a little bit about composting?
Yeah, I will do. I just want to mention about food waste. Actually, I guess France is the only country where it's legal right now in Europe. But every other country, when a supermarket draws food away, gives it away, and you go there and take it, it's like stealing. You get a prison.
What?
It's ridiculous. They throw it away, and when the poor people who cannot afford it takes it, it's a crime. It's a crime. It's incredible, but they throw it away. But anyway, but it's kind of more. France started, and actually, I guess France was the first government who forced supermarkets don't throw it away, give it to social institutions, and they can distribute it to people who are homeless or cannot afford food. So it's coming more and more and more and more. That's a good one. Yeah, actually, I mean, it's ridiculous. We produce worldwide a lot of food, and we just throw it away. And the reason for that we do it is just to keep the price high. It's not that we share it to other people who need it. It's just about keeping the price. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I have some friends who have really huge farms here in Austria, and sometimes they tell me what's going behind the scenes, and but it's another topic. It's going to deep. That's food waste. To be honest, I have a problem with food waste. I never throw something away, or maybe when it's totally rotten. Yeah, I do. But my father trained me, and I remember as a kid with my brother together, when we didn't finish our plate, we didn't have to. The next dinner, as a family, we always came together. More traditional family, we always came together, have dinner together. The next day, my plate I was nothing on. I have to sit on the table with my family. I didn't get any food because my father said we're known wasting food. So I had a kind of very strong education, and one of my best friends told me the same story. So I never waste food. I'm really aware of it because especially you eat product that was an animal giving life for you, why you should waste it. But it different aspects of wasteful. But trash and composting. Also with composting, it's a very good thing, composting stuff, and I see it from friends who do permaculture or similar natural techniques of growing, like fruit stuff like that. Composting is a very good thing, and everybody can do it. I mean, you can even compost at home and use this compost to nourish the soil that you are using on your terrace or on your balcony. Yes, but most people don't know it. And it's easy. It's not difficult. I mean, just if you love to read a book, buy a book about it, or go on YouTube and find a tutorial about composting. Then we don't need any fertilizer or herbicides, pesticides. And especially, I dig very deep into permaculture and this normal growing food like Amish people do in the US, and grow much better fruits, much richer fruit, and more, not only in quality, but also in quantity. When you use your own compost, you don't need this fertilizer, you don't need this pesticides. It's absolutely not. It's just a business, You don't need as many compost. It grows much better. And by the way, there's a really strange things going on, Dr. Jekyll. I'll go a little bit in politics. I don't know if you get any. We have a lot of rumor going on in the Netherlands where farmers strike and protest since weeks. You don't see anything on mainstream media. Since weeks, they block the roads and everything because the government wants to take the land away. Same happens in Germany. Yesterday, a friend informed me that in Pennsylvania, the FBI went into a huge farm from Amish people who don't want to be controlled by the government, who don't want to use herbicides, pesticides. They even don't use food because they do all this stuff with horses, with tractors, stuff like that. And this guy, this farmer went to jail, or he has to fine $250,000 or $300,000. So all the governments right now want to control food production. And that's actually what Henry Kissinger said years ago. And that's what the Great Reset is doing. We can control people. First, we control the food. Secondly, we control the energy. And then we control the money. And that's what's going on. So if you want to eat in the future and you eat healthy, learn how to plant. If you don't have a farmland, go on your balcony, your terrace, or buy stuff where you can grow indoor. But be aware of it. Learn growing your own food. maybe when times are getting harder economically, maybe you don't have champagne every day or caviar or langoust, but you have fruits, vegetables, potatoes. So go for it and learn. And it's fun. It's really fun. It's really fun to grow your own stuff. I can highly recommend it.
And I looked into it during the pandemic, and it's quite easy to buy one of these small mobile gardens, if you will, and it comes with seeds and everything that you need. You can grow it right there, and they have pictures of all the different spaces that people live in. It could be just a studio, apartment, as long as there's some sunlight that can, that
Yeah,
can hit it.
but even if you have a dark apartment, I saw it's I don't know if it's a company I guess called Tower Garden. So you do this vertical gardening. You have water bag, you have a pump, and you pump the water up, and then every plant gets the water, so you're not wasting water. Because when you water your plants in the garden, again 90% is just gone, not to the plant. So it's a circulation, and then you fill the water in, and you grow vertically. So you didn't need much space. But there are many companies on the market, by the way, and they also offer with special lightnings. Those guys who plant marijuana know what I mean. They have special lightnings. And this is like sun, and this really, I had it at home. I had it in Mallorca. This stuff grows like crazy. The cucumbers, the salads, whatever, the lettuce, it's growing like crazy. You can plant indoor too. It's working. So there is a solution. The question is, are you ready for it? Yes or no? That's the only one. So when the why is strong enough, you find a way. And there are many, many ways. And you said you can buy starter packages with seeds and everything. It's all there. Go for it, and it's fun, especially when you're a young family, when you're listening, you're younger, you have kids, or maybe you're older than my age and already have grandkids like myself. It's fun. Kids love them, and I strongly, if kids have to learn where the stuff is coming from. It's not produced in a company. No, it grows. The cucumbers, the tomatoes, it's growing. It's growing. It's a plant. Yeah, and you can learn it. And the next step is maybe you have some bees or something like that. Well, I don't know. It's possible, but it starts with the first step.
I think a great guest for your show would be pet psychic Amina, because she speaks to all of these things. Even though she's a pet psychic, she's very motivated about sustainability, coexistence. She talks all the time about the honeybees and the monarch butterflies, and how once the bees are gone, that's it. There won't be any more food. So she would be an interesting one for you to have.
Absolutely. And, I always love to connect with people who go in the same direction. And the more we share with other people, the more we educate people without pointing with a finger. It's just make people aware of it. If you're open for it, there are options, there are possibilities, there are simple ones, not expensive. Everyone can do it. I guess that's the message. Everyone can do it for small price. And it's fun. And it's fun.
And a big return on investment. People think it's going to be, my one thing that I'm doing is not going to matter, but you're one person, I'm one person, and so on and so on. And when we all do these things, it does make a huge difference.
Yeah, it's like in the mountain, a small snowball. When it rolls, it becomes larger. And it's just about starting. And besides that, there are many. And otherwise, if you don't know how, just Google. I'm sorry for Google. I don't like Google, but look at the internet. You'll find many communities. It's more coming. I know my old home city in Vienna. A friend of mine told me there are farmers who have a large field, and on this field they grow, 10 different lines. One line tomatoes, one line lettuce, one line cucumbers, one line peppers. And then they share it on the other way, and they say, okay, I want to have 1 meter and 2 meter, and then you have 1 meter, 2 meters of all this vegetable, and you say, okay, I care about it. The farmer's growing it for me. I pay a little bit. I help him with growing. And when there is harvest, I come there and I harvest my tomatoes, I harvest my cucumbers. And then you get a feeling for nature. And, tomatoes, then they're not growing in winter. Oh, it's interesting. Why in the supermarket? Where it's coming from? And this is how education starts. Or you grow your strawberries and say, strawberry here in Europe, strawberries depending, North Europe, they're in May, South Europe, Spain, they're already in end of March and April. So, they're growing now. Now I can eat them. They're sweet. And when you harvest them on the highest point at home, they taste totally different than the supermarket, because all the stuff you buy in the supermarket They have to harvest it quite green, but otherwise they can't store it and ship it. So they harvest it green, and when it's green, it doesn't have all the pharmaceutical, how do you call it, the pharmanutrients in the phytonutrients in. You know, all the taste, the colors, and all this, and the flavor. So I remember when I was a small kid, the strawberries in my grandmom's garden are totally different than this shit in a supermarket. Just water. It looks like a strawberry. It doesn't smell like a strawberry. It doesn't even taste like a strawberry. So when you grow your own stuff together with your kids or grandkids, and feel the difference, taste the difference, smell the difference, see the difference. It's much richer. And by the way, it's much healthier, because we all know that all these nutrients are in fruit or in the vegetable in the last 7 to 8 days of growing. So that's the reason why people don't have not a lot of vitamins and minerals and enzymes in the body, is because we have a lack of these ingredients in our food, because we harvest it too early. We harvest it, as I said, green, because otherwise we cannot transport and store it. It's impossible. So when you have your own garden, and as I said, your small one on the terrace, balcony, or inside, and you harvest it on the richest point, and that's fresh, and that's a difference. And strong. I made my first experience as a student. I will never forget it, when I went to Asia. I was in Asia, and I had a mango and a pineapple, and I felt, this tastes totally different than the garbage I get to the supermarket. But I only knew before mangoes and pineapples from the supermarket, because they don't grow in Europe. And I went to Asia and said, my goodness, yeah, because they get it fresh from the tree, fresh from the field. It's fully enriched. They harvest it on the latest possible day. It's rich. It's totally different than the pineapples or the bananas or the mangoes. They harvest them green, and they mature it a little bit on transportation. So they ship it, they store it. It's different. So it's not only that you're contributing to a better place and taking care about the environment and grow your own stuff. It tastes better, it smells better, and it's more healthy for you. So there's a lot of advantages for you. Think about it.
Think about it and take action. And I would be really excited when you can bring on maybe some guests who have grown their own and can show us. Maybe they can just take their camera and turn around and show us.
Yeah, fabulous. I will. Because it's a really good idea to bring your own stuff, to grow your own stuff. Yeah. I mean, you don't need a huge field. I mean, you don't have to harvest, I don't know, 50 pounds of tomato, because you can't eat it anyway. But just grow 2 or 3 pounds, and enjoy it, or zucchini or a cucumber, whatever it is. Yeah, start slowly. But it doesn't make sense a huge field, because I remember this when together with a friend we were growing zucchinis, and I was a beginner and I didn't think about it, and also with lettuce, we planted the seed, a lot of them. And at the point where they all been ready on the same day or the same week, and then we had a lot of zucchini and a lot of, you can't eat it all over. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense. You don't need a lot of space, or start a little bit with this, a little bit with that, because you cannot eat 100 pounds of zucchini when you grow. It doesn't make sense. But you have the option to do it. Maybe you share it with homeless people or the community, with the kindergarten, the schools, whatever. There's a lot of options. And especially, what I want to add to, because I was thinking years ago, but I didn't have the time, when I saw I guess they call it tower gardens, or what is this word planning. I was thinking about cities, in Europe, like, I don't know, Barcelona, Rome, Paris, Munich, or in the US. I saw this actually. Yeah, I saw it in New York. There was a Dutch guy who did roof, how you call, a top roof planting, so taking the roofs of the skyscrapers and planting stuff there. And the point is, when you work with real soil and you water it, it really becomes heavy. You get some static problems. So with this tower garden stuff from different companies, you can grow in every city on the roofs, because most people don't use their roofs when it's flat. Grow their stuff. You can eat it. You can share it with the people living in this flat, or you can share it with the community, or give it to homeless or kindergarten. And with all these fruits, what is happening next? The bees are coming back to the cities. So it's all connected. So there's so much stuff, but stay tuned for the Earth Show. We will talk about all these topics. There are so many options. There are so many good news about this. So as I said before, we're not going to finger point on the show. We're going to not complain any government or industry segment. No, it's all about what we can do to make this place a better world and taking care about Panchamama. That's all about it.
And Roland, can you please let people know the time and day that the show will be airing, and when can they start getting involved? I know the first episode is just you and Marcin. How about after that?
Yeah, to be honest, we wanted to start on the 6th of September, but we are both, Marcin and myself, we're both so busy. I'm writing my book, I'm delivering services to customers, so we're so busy, and I really want to make it good. We will have to do the home on the website. So the plans, and hopefully we can make it to start Wednesday, September 20th. Wednesday, September 20th. And the idea is the beginning, we do 2 shows a month, always on a Wednesday, 2 times a month. And maybe when there's a good response and people want more, we can do it on a weekly basis. But let's get started twice a month. On a Wednesday here in USA Global TV and Radio. It's called the Earth Show. And it will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, meaning this is 10 a.m. Pacific Coast, or right now we're on the same times things. It's 7 p.m. Central European Time. Okay, so 7 p.m. Central European Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, or 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Twice a month on Wednesdays. Guys, cross fingers that everything is ready until then, so we can start on the 20th of September. We're very excited about it. Absolutely, very excited about it.
Excellent. And while I have you on Spotlight, can you please give your contact information for people on the radio, as well as the podcast listeners and our viewers?
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, whoever wants to get in contact with me, whatever you want to discuss with me about the environment, about food, maybe about the men's topics or business topics, or whatever it is, I guess the best way is go on my website. I call it a main website because I have so many, so curious about many stuff. So I have many websites, I guess 8 or something like that, on different topics. Go on my main website. This is my name, RolandFriedl.com. I will spell it for you guys. It's RolandFriedl.com, RolandFriedl.com. This is my main website, and there you will find a link to my business website when you run a company. You will find my coaching link to my coaching website. Also for the men website. From the men's website, you go to the Bonfire website where Sparring for Men is, and we will also add soon a link to the Earth Show, and the website will be respectmother-earth.com. But coming soon, stay tuned. So if you want to contact me, you're more than highly welcome. I guess it's all about caring and sharing and connecting and getting the right people together and get started. And as I said, it starts with a small snowball, and it becomes larger and larger, and the movement becomes larger and larger, and then we connect with artists from all over the world, and we make this planet a better place. As I said at the beginning, it's all about giving back, because Mother Earth doesn't need us. We need her.
All right. Super excited for this show, and it's a show that is relevant to everyone across the world. Doesn't matter where you live, what generation you're in, it's relevant to all of us. So thank you for taking this initiative to bring this to light, and really it's another step to bring us all together as a global community.
Absolutely. I always, yesterday in a conversation, I compared with religion. It doesn't matter if you believe in God, yes or not, He is there. And the same thing is with, it doesn't matter if you care about Mother Earth or not. You will one day. You will. Believe me.
Before it's too late, we have to get our act together.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, although I'll be backstage for Wild at Heart Bonfire Talks, real, authentic, uncut.
Yes, and tomorrow's topic is paternity leave for fathers. Yes or no? Yeah, that's a discussion tomorrow. So, yeah, will be interesting again. I'm very looking forward to that. And by the way, thank you so much, Dr. JACALYN, for giving us this opportunity to talk here and share what we are concerned about, what we are happy about, what we think about, what we reflect about, what we discuss about. It's all about sharing and caring and connecting. Thank you so much for this opportunity to provide this platform so it's all possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's great working with you. All right, we're going to sign off for now. So Roland, thank you again for taking this time, this opportunity to tell us about why you care about Mother Earth and this new show, the Earth Show, and why it's relevant, timely, necessary, and beyond anything we could think of for us to survive, for people after us to come to a planet that we can live and breathe without continuing waste. Think about all the disease that comes from rotting food, and then the insects that eat, and just so on and so on and so on. So we need to really start taking these steps, and we can all do it. And you're going to show us the way. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And bye-bye.
Bye for now. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. And again, I just want to acknowledge our viewers and our listeners. We are so thrilled to have you. Please go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Our channel is USA Global TV and Radio. We have over 29 shows a week. Each week it varies depending on if a co-host is on vacation or whatever the situation might be. But on average, it's about 29 shows. And all the shows are organized into playlists, so it's easy for you to find them. Maybe you have some of your favorites, or maybe you're just sampling all of them, because all of them are outstanding. We have education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. That's what it is we do here. We have a new opportunity for you as well. If you are interested in being acknowledged as a super fan by giving super thanks over on our YouTube channel, we will let our viewers, our listeners know for a week that you are a super fan. And if you come back and thank us again, we'll do the same thing the following week. So again, go over to our YouTube channel, and wherever you can give super thanks, go ahead and do that, and I will personally acknowledge you. Thanks again. That's our last show for today. Starting in September, we'll be coming back with our regular programming. Typically, Roland would be on right after this with his talking heads, and he'll be coming back, and I believe that is next week. So many of our co-hosts are on holiday. We have a big weekend coming up here in the States. It's called Labor Day weekend, and many people have taken this week off. So we'll be back again, as I mentioned, next week with the regular programming. Thank you so much. If you'd like to join our team, if you'd like to be a co-host or a talking head or a talking partner or a talking group, if you would like to have your own show, or if you would like to get involved in some other way, becoming part of our elevated listening community, please do reach out to me. Go over to either of our websites, usaglobaltv.com or drjacalyn.com. Contact us. I will be more than happy to meet with you and understand what it is you'd like to do that will support your work or support your life in some way. That's what we're here for. Thank you again. See you tomorrow. Bye.